I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do.
Hello racing fans and welcome back to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Friday, August the 16th races at Hastings. Another Friday night, the eve of the Peony Fair, and the Peony Fair starts.
So, handicap for an off track.
I know the Peony Fair is guaranteed to have it. on a sad note, we should pass along longtime horse racing contributor, big fan, Hunky Bill Connick Sr.
Speaking of the Peony.
Yeah, I know, an icon of the Peony with the pierogies and the kubasa and the Connick family. Hunky Bill Sr. did pass away, unfortunately.
Earlier today.
He had a good life. I mean, he lived a good. I think he was 87.
He had a good time.
I know he did.
That's for sure.
Had a lot of fun in horse racing. Had a lot of fun. He's from Winnipeg, or he spent a lot of time in Winnipeg before coming here. But sad news that
all the best from everybody
racing fan.
To the
Connick family. Kay, sure. His wife Kay, sweetheart of a lady that always went to the races with Billy, and of course the family, Billy, Mark, Clayton, and their wives. But sad day. But Hunky Bill Sr. is no longer coming to the races. But he'll be watching upstairs. He's a big
lifelong fan.
Lifelong fan. But condolences to the family. Let's get on the Friday card. First of 7 races. It is a $16,000 non-winners, a 3 lifetime, going 6.5 furlongs. The 2-horse Sharp Contrast, that was going to be pretty tough. Comes back to Hastings after a couple of good runs at Century Mile in Edmonton. Did win his non-2 condition with Rigo Sarmiento aboard. Tried the non-3 optional 25s. That's a lot tougher. And gets back into a non-3, but at a reduced rate here at the 16,000 level. There is other speed in here with one for Mom, Zeta Marie, but I think it could be the controlling speed in here. Richard Hamill rides. I like Sharp Contrast to defeat the 1-horse Lookout Taylor, who had to go to the front last time, which I don't think that's what she wants to do. I know the pace was slow, but I think she likes to chase horses, and I think she'll be a little better when they do get a good. She has a good pace.
Something to run at,
And I put the 3-horse Stories Darlin, who got a good race under her belt. Unfortunately, couldn't get kind of got off to a late start to the season, and come rolling late, got a little piece of the purse, and I think she'll be better for that race. I went 2, 1, and 3.
I agree with Sharp Contrast. It's a filly last year Mark Lucia was really high on. Did win a maiden special weight last year. Just never really turned into the filly they thought she was. Now she's in a 16 non-3, as you mentioned, with Hamill aboard. Sharp Contrast for me. I like Doris Darling, as you mentioned. Just the one start this year. That was not an easy race with Tiptoe, Northern Greystar, Flight Data. Now the race under belt getting in for 16. I like her for second. I put in Zeta Marie for third. Bang up race 2 starts ago, going 6.5 furlongs at this condition. Just got beat ahead by Mayfair Lady. Went long last time. Tossed that out. Enrique Gonzalez back in attack for her. I went 2, 3, 6 in the first. On to the second. 8 non-3 for 3 and up Colts and Geldings. 7 of them going 6.5 furlongs. I went to the 2, Master Ewan. He's been running. Last time got beat by Transplant, and he's got ego. I don't see anybody as tough as that in here, and I think it sets up well for him. There is a little bit of speed with KK Gold, Wahoo Bill, Honk. I think Master Ewan sits a trip with Rigo Sarmiento aboard. I got Master Ewan on top of Move On. He is a 3-year-old facing older horses here, but he's taken a drop down. This is another one that they had high hopes for, and just really hasn't turned out. Now he's in for 8 for that aggressive Glenn Todd barn. Him in for second. I threw KK Gold 4th last time behind Demerara. Chances are Bugs. Another one coming out of a tougher race into an 8 non-3 with Antonio Reyes aboard. I went 2, 4, 3.
Yeah, I didn't put Master Ewan in the top 3, which may be a mistake. I was just a little worried about
that. Bodes well for me.
Pull the knife out.
Got shot.
Just the distance was the only problem with me. Master Ewan, plenty
better going long.
Plenty good enough to win here. He's as good a horse as anyone in here. Just didn't know if this was his best distance. I went to the 3, KK Gold. Good run first time out,
Probably
breaking
your
his maiden.
favorite, yeah.
Stepped up to 16, got a little taste of Demerara, the chances are, and that was a little too tough for him. And I just think coming back for the 8,000, not a ton of speed in here. Or there is speed, but he can sit in behind it. Wahoo Bill, Move On. I think he can sit behind the 4 and 5, and I think if he gets that trip, he could be really dangerous. If he doesn't, well then it could be difficult to win because there's some quality horses in here. I went to the 7, Honk in for second.
He's solid, yeah.
Nice non-2 win last time. Just been a really, 2 blowout wins.
His last
out
2
of 3.
sprints, he's
Been
crushed.
Very good.
Yeah.
Went long against 8 non-3s. That was it. Coat of arms was going well at the time. He goes nice, mustachio. It was not the easiest of non-3 8s, and I just think the horse back in sprinting. Both of his wins, as I said, have been at this distance,
Crushed.
and they've been blowout wins. I know he's not going to blow this field out, but he's going to be really dangerous. And I put the 4-horse Move On in for third. The Glen Todd runner, very alive, obviously the 3-year-old on the big drop down. But he's facing older horses in here, and I've gone to a couple of the older horses. I went 3, 7, and 4 in race number 2. Onto the third race, got some 2-year-olds here. $25,000 claimers going 6 furlongs. A lot of trouble with this one. I had no idea.
I know. Go deep.
There's just nothing to grab onto in here. And I did grab onto just one little nugget I have on one horse. That's a 6-horse Miss Presley. It is a filly running against the boys. It ran against Infinite Patience, and Infinite Patience won the race by a pile of lengths. It was maiden special weight. The third place runner, Enchanted Lady, came back to run well again in a stakes race, and just that was as much of a nugget as I could grab onto in here to really select something, come back with a decent work. Amadeo rides for the injured Alex Smarty, and that's where I went. I'm up at the 4-horse Bookie in for second. Trailed the field throughout, going 3.5 furlongs, but perhaps not a 3.5 furlong horse. That was for 16, up for 25, but really this is not a tough maiden 25. There's no real
it's kind of the same
crushers
deal.
in here. A couple of good works, and this horse was prepping to go a little farther, so it wouldn't be surprised me to see this horse run well. And I put the 3-horse Torino Grand for Craig McPherson and Rigo Sarmiento. Rigo Sarmiento's riding really well since arriving here. He's getting some nice horses to ride since coming from Alberta, and it's great to see him in town. But the work has been decent, and I like the Lent Tender Teen. Tender Teen's been a very good mare. Stormy Teen and others. They can all run out of this mare, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this one maybe outrun the small purchase that they paid for the horse. I went 6, 4, and 3, but I know I've left out lots.
Yeah, and Lent on a small sample size is getting runners.
Yeah, fully Lent. Your dad's horse won last weekend.
And,
nice maiden allowance.
Yozakli.
Lent's nice. He's turning out to be a nice little
2 winners already.
There.
I agree, Miss Presley, just for the fact, ran against Infinite Patience, who won by 10, came back and won the
by 11.
The nursery or the fillies, the debutante won that by 10 again. So this filly, was not beaten. Well, and the second horse, as you mentioned, was 4. So she only got beat a couple lengths for third. So Miss Presley for me. I put Sideshow in the second spot for Craig McPherson, Copperwater Thoroughbreds, a homebred of theirs. 2-year-old daughter, Stay Thirsty. First start, going 3.5 in that Everything's Quiet Floral fully Lent race. We saw fully Lent come back to win last race. Broke flat-footed, never really picked up. Just like you don't break on 3.5. It's over. And she's a Stay Thirsty. She doesn't want to go 3.5 anyways. Lasix added, blinkers on, Denny Velasquez aboard. Gonna be liver today. I put Sideshow for second. And I agree, Bookie. Dino Swift horse. Architecture was a good 2-year-old. First race was okay, so I put 6, 8, and 4.
A lot of changes on Sideshow too. Blinkers on. First
blinkers on, Lasix.
Lots going on with that one. Maybe to
different distance. On to the 4th, 16,000 wide open for 3-up Colts and Geldings. I went to the 5 Captain Jones in for the lowest price of his career. 2 starts ago, he ran third behind He's the Reason and Proof It for 35. Then he went long last time, tossed that race out. Coming back from a sprint off that tough 35 with He's the Reason, came back to win a stake off that. In for 16, definitely the horse to beat. I put one last hit. There's a horse on the improve for John Snow. Claimed it for 8. It was running good race. Ran it twice for 12.5. Ran really good last time. Ran a huge race. A horse definitely you like to see that going the right way. Lenny Seashore on the board in light. One last hit. And I put in Ezekiel. He's right there every time. What's he run? 5 times this year. He's never missed the board. I don't see him missing the board tonight. Hamel's aboard. 5-2-4 for me.
I have the same 3 horses, and likely this field will be reduced to 6 horses. The 7-horse Imposing Cat is entered back on Monday in a mile and a 16th race for 12.5. So I'm not saying the horse is scratched yet, but I'm pretty sure the horse will be scratched. That way. But anyway, I didn't go to that horse. I agree with you, Captain Jones, dropping from 25, considerably easier races. He's been competitive, 2 good thirds for way more money in his first 2 sprints, as you mentioned. Back sprinting's huge. Work tab's good. For Hall of Fame trainer Frank Barabee. And one last hit. that would be the tough one. And this horse,
think so, yeah.
great claim, and 2 good runs for 12.5. Ran into a very good Bluegrass Angus first time out. Had to duke it out with another horse
Yeah.
on the head end, and Bluegrass Angus ran them down. But then came back to win very nicely over Ezekiel. And I agree, Ezekiel was the 3rd best horse. 5.24 in the 4th. On to the 5th race. 6250 sprinters here. Older horses going 6.5 furlongs. I went to the 4-horse Aditya. I think there's a little bit of speed in here, and he's kind of a cool horse. Was claimed last time out. He's changed hands a few times throughout his career, but anytime he's in for 6250,
He's solid.
sprinting, he's in play.
Yeah.
But it just looks like he's going to get a very nice, favorable pace scenario. The 1 next Otis is fast. The 2 harness back is fast. The 3 another Guinness is fast. The 6 Optic is fast. There's going to be a fair amount of speed. And the horse drew nicely, Aditya, to get a good ground-saving trip just in behind them. Might really get the nice trip. And because there's not usually much between these 6250 claimers at the end of the race. It's like a neck, a half a length, or a length. There's not much. Whoever gets a little bit luckier with the trip. And I think Aditya with Antonio Reyes is going to be pretty tough. But the 5-horse Brother Rod, who's been very consistent for the 75% training barn of John Morrison. Here's Hannah and Brother Rod padding the stats, and John having a great season. He does so good with his horses, John. And Brother Rod, he's live in here as well. And obviously, you're going to need a rider. Alex Marti did break his collarbone and is out probably for the remainder of the
Got Jose Asensio. I got
there
Jose
we go.
Asensio.
Okay, cool. Okay, Asensio.
Jose Asensio won 4 last Sunday.
What a day he had, Asensio. And he got a shot when a couple of the riders are injured. It shows you when you do get a little bit of
Exactly, get a little horse
between
under
your legs, you can boot them home.
This guy can ride, yeah.
Yep, but great. Asensio will be on Brother Rod. And I put the 8-horse, Always Sunny. Always respect this horse sprinting. I know he's kind of mile 16th, mile 3/8, now 6.5. Coming back quickly, but he's a good late closing sprinter. And as I mentioned off the top, with 4 speed horses in here. Always Sunny could be dangerous. 4.58.
I'm pretty much the same. I agree, Aditya. I think it sets up well for him. Barb's good off the claim. And just, I mean, I pick this horse all the time. He's just a really cool horse. Shows up every time, just a real fighter. Him on top, I agree. Brother Rod, he's run 3 times this year. He's got 2 wins and a 3rd. The time he ran 3rd was at this distance. Got beat by Aditya by a head, and Metal Magic won that race. Metal Magic came back to win.
That horse won for 16. 12.5 or 16. It went for a lot of money, Metal Magic.
Big jump up a couple Fridays ago. Brother Rod for me at 2nd. I put Next Otis in for 3rd. Really good run off the claim for 62.50. Did get run down by Burnham. He does have other speed to contend with here, but Amadeo's back aboard him. I didn't want to leave him out. 4.51 for me. In the 5th, on the 6th, 3-year-old non-2 allowance race.
Good feature race.
7.
Here.
Yep, good feature race. I feel like I marked my form wrong here. Let me just have a look here. Yeah, I marked my form. I went to the 5 that day over the 1 because I couldn't decide between the 2. I had Fright Night marked as the one I put down. They both have good reason. Like Fright Night's coming out.
There's not much between that.
I don't think so. Fright Night coming out like really impressive for 16. Some of these other horses are coming out of maiden special weights, but like the maiden special weight, like Aleutian Harbor, that one was not overly quick. 119 flat. This guy's gone long, broke his maiden, first start going long last time, impressively. But I did go to that day. Brutal trip, 2 starts back in an allowance race like this, an Amazonian one. Broke bad, was behind horses, and Antonio never got a chance to run, and came back with an even effort, a 4th in the Winston Churchill, but now back into allowance race. I think he fits in here. I put him on top of Fright Night. Those are the 2. It's a coin toss between those 2. And I threw in Doobie for 3rd. He was 4th last time, just behind that day, and that was his first time facing winners. I could see him bouncing back with a better trip today. Does get Antonio Reyes aboard. 154 for me.
I got the same horses. I did go to the 5. I agree with you. No, you have 514, right?
Yeah,
you went that day on top. 514. I agree with you totally. That day, Fright Night. They're interchangeable though. That day.
I'm gonna have both on my tickets.
Yes, I mean that day's had a couple of tough trips. I didn't get much of a trip in the Derby trial either, but still ran 4th. But still a tough horse to hang.
Both by New Year's Day. Both of them. Fright Night and
New Year's days to try and. But there wasn't any chalk. But Fright Night. I don't know, ran for 16 last time, crushed them.
First time going long, that's what I like.
His horse was like flying. He had trouble at the gate his first start when he did lose to Doobie.
Yeah.
But and I put Doobie in for 3rd. I think those are your 3 horses, 1, 4, and 5. But it did go 5, 1, and 4 in the feature. On to the 7th race, the finale, $4,000 non-2 lifetime, going a mile and a 16th. The 7-horse Postman's going to be a short
Looks
price
like a
and will
standout,
likely
yeah.
he's found a group of horses that he should be able to beat. He ran a good second to Cyclone Dan last time. Cyclone Dan just ran him down. He's just a little better horse. He was dropping from the $8,000 level and it ran him down. There was a gap almost 3 lengths back to the 3rd horse. And Postman, you got a rider yet?
Danny Velasquez.
There you go. Danny Velasquez will ride. See,
Yeah.
I got the old
You got
form.
yeah.
I still got Marty on all mine.
Yeah, Danny
Or Alex
Velasquez.
Marty. But yeah, Danny Velasquez will ride Postman. It got to be tough at 6-5 in here. The 4-horse Attitude included. I liked him last time. I had to settle for a dead heat at 13-1. But he ran a game race, and I put the 2-horse Successful Brew, who Roque shows up on. Roque was on both for Milton Palm, and he shows up on the 2 Successful Brew. I don't know what that's worth, but still. I think that would be the next horse.
He's
But
got to start against winners.
Postman's the horse.
Yeah.
Postman's miles the best.
I think so.
Then there's the rest of the field, I think. I went 7-4-2.
I don't have much to add. I agree. Postman looks like a standout. This might be my best bet of the day, my single on my pick 4 tickets. I put Attitude Included in for second, and I threw Random Act in for third. A bit wind shy, but she does hit the board a lot, and Amadeo Perez back aboard her. I went 7-4-8. In the nightcap, that'll do it for analysis of the Friday night card. Up next on screen will be our picks.
There we go.
Mike, as always,
All right,
you're up
back
first.
in race number 1. I had to go to the 2-horse. Sharp Contrast is going to go 2-1-3. Race number 2, I went to the 3, Cake Gold, over the 7, Honk, and the 4, Move On. Race number 3, I went to the 6, Miss Presley, the filly running against the boys. Going to try her, but a tough race. I went 6-4-3. Race number 4, the class dropping number 5, Captain Jones. Looks like a very good chance. I think you need 2 horses in there, though. I think the 2-1 last hit's really alive, too.
Yeah,
I think you can get away with 2 and 5. But I had to go 5, 2, and 4. Race number 5, kind of a toughie. I think you need all 3 of these horses. I went to the 4, Adichie. I'm going to go 4, 5, and 8. Race number 6, the 5, Dat Day. I think you do need a few in here, too. I went 5, 1, and 4. And then the 7th, and if you're playing pick 4s, you get your key there. The 7-horse Postman. I went 7, 4, and 2.
On to my picks back in the first, I agree with Mike. Sharp Contrast looks tough in the first, 2, 3, 6. The second, I went to the 2 again, Master Ewan over the 4 and the 3. In the third, I went to the 6, Miss Presley in a tough 2-year-old race over the 8 and the 4. In the fourth, number 5, Captain Jones over the 2 and the 4. In the fifth, I like number 4, Adichie over the 5 and the 1. In the sixth, I went to the, I did go to the 1.
You went.
I did have Fright Night. Sorry,
Okay. Oh,
I looked at your picks.
Stay with that then.
Yeah,
We'll
so I
stay
did
with
go.
that.
I went to Fright. I couldn't decide between them anyway, so I'm gonna have both. I went 1 Fright Night over the 5 Dat Day and the 4 Doobie. And in the 7th, I went to number 7. I agree with Mike. That's my best bet of the day. Postman over the 4 and the 8. Guess I was looking at your picks there. Honestly, I couldn't decide between them. That's how close it was between the 2. I like both. I did go to Fright Night.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of Handicapper's Corner. Just a quick reminder, we don't race Saturday or Sunday, but we got lots going on Saturday and Sunday from Century Mile.
Yes.
Especially, of course,
Got the
Saratoga and
Oaks,
Del Mar are racing there.
Derby.
Pretty nice. But on Saturday, we do have...
Is that the Oaks on Saturday?
The Oaks and the Distaff are on
With
Saturday.
Summerland
which will
and,
feature Summerland in the Oaks. And then on the Distaff, we have Dazzling Dawn, Yukon Bell. Of course, Good Luck to You,
Luck to
who will
You.
be the favorite.
Yeah.
Those horses are all running on Saturday.
And then Sunday.
Then on Sunday, you got the Canadian Derby, which will feature Peter Redicop's newly purchased Final Jeopardy. Explode. Canmore Farms. Mark Kluche will be trying to win that $250,000 purse. Then we have the older boys. I don't remember the name of the stake, but Coulterberry's in it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's going to Flat Mile.
Coulterberry and Amadeo Perez.
Amadeo Perez and Enrique are both out there to ride those horses.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so lots of local interest at Century Mile on Saturday and Sunday. The fillies will be in it on Saturday, and then on Sunday, the Colts and Geldings.
And as you mentioned,
divisions.
so we still got Del Mar and Saratoga.
Yeah, that's not too bad either. And so come on down here to the Derby Bar and Grill on both days. Lots of going on, lots of nice specials, and of course you get the
no P&E parking out here.
and no P&E parking. That's a big plus. Yes, no P&E parking and
lots to watch. That's for sure.
Definitely. Our next live card will be on Monday. We do have 7 races for you on Monday. On the Monday card, it'll start at 6 o'clock. Kind of not a twilight card, but I guess it starts at 6 o'clock. An evening card with 7 thrillers signed on. We did draw today for Monday, so please do tune in for that show. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicapper's Corner.
I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do